Rabotai, I want to share with you guys in Perek Chet and Shavu Yipol Tzadik, and I'm going to share with you guys a story that I heard, Rabotai, a very true story from Rabbi Yitzchak Shalom Cohen from Israel, Rabotai. It's very, very sad, but at the same time, Rabotai, it shows us what a person is capable of doing and what it means, Rabotai, for fathers to take action when it comes to learning Torah, Rabotai. Listen to this very carefully, Rabotai. First, I want to read for you Shavu Yipol Tzadik, what it says, Yir Shalom Midad, Rabotai. Why is it a lot of times we don't have the desire to learn Torah? We don't have it. We just don't want to do it. Even if we try to do it. I wasn't joking when I told you, Masech Yerushalmi, try to do Shekalim, you lose your mind just to sit on one piece. I told Rabbi Chaim, 2 days I just can't understand. I do this, I did this, because it's so complicated, Rabotai. But a person can give up and say, that's it, I'm not doing no more. But this is where the Yetzer Hara wants to catch us. So this, a person has to actually know. On the contrary, a person has to know, Rabotai, when it comes like this, you should know you are actually succeeding and never allow the Yetzer Hara to make you feel like you're not learning anything. Because a lot of people say, I can't learn Torah. I don't know how to do it. It's all excuses. It's not true. It's all excuses. So he says like this, Rabotai. You know, when a person gives up hope, and when a person breaks, that enters into this, a person, when he starts feeling hopeful, not hopeful, hopeless, he thinks he can no longer do it. Despair, when he's feeling despair, thank you. This is the main strength of the Yetzer Hara, because he doesn't care if you do Averos or not. He just wants you to be depressed. Once a person is depressed, you know certain people that they're depressed, Rabotai, they don't eat. Forget about davening, they won't eat. So once a person is in depression, forget about eating, learning, no mitzvot, nothing. So this is the main koach that he has. Do an Avera, he makes you do the Avera, and then he makes you depression. He makes you depressed. In a person's youth, especially, Rabotai, he wants to succeed on overpowering these people, the boys, people that want to grow in Torah. He wants to bring despair into them so they don't continue growing. Because how do you become great, Rabotai? 2 ways. You either build yourself or you either break the person next to you. You say, look, no, low life, he doesn't know nothing. Over here, the Yetzer Hara wants to break us. So he says like this. They sit day and night learning Torah. You know what that is? To sit day and night to learn Torah. Al Torah v'al on the Torah and the Avodah. V'to'amim et mitikut Torah. And they feel the sweetness of the Torah. When they learn ethical books, they get pleasure. On this the pasuk says, Yafeh sha'ah achas shel Torah mitzvot ba'olam hazeh. 1 moment of Torah and mitzvot in this world, mikol chaya olam haba, is better than all the life you're going to get in the next world. Whatever you're going to get, 1 word, Rabotai, 1 word of Torah and mitzvot in this world is 1,000,000 times better than olam haba. And what does the Yetzer Hara do when a person is learning has this? He wants to take that away from you, because as long as you're learning it, as long as you're feeling it, you want to continue to learn. But what does he do? He has to give you problem here, problem there. So now what? Now you can't think. Now you have to do this, you have to do this. So now you're going to start becoming hopeless, and now you're going to fall into despair, and now you're going to stop learning Chas v'Shalom. That's what he says over here. Rav Tzadik Kohen in Lublin, Parsha Vet Hanan. If you guys remember, when Amalek attacked the Jewish people, all the nations were afraid of us. But what he do? He cooled it down for everybody else. It's like having a hot boiling pot. Everybody's afraid to touch it. The first person that touches it, everybody follows. Why? Because if one could do it, everybody could do it. So too by Amalek, once he attacked the Jewish people, everybody could start attacking. But what does it have to do with the Yetzer Hara? Listen what the Yetzer Hara does. The Yetzer Hara does like this. He brings coldness into your heart, laziness into your heart, sadness into your heart, in order for you not to be able to serve Hashem. Because there's only one way you can serve Hashem. You don't serve Hashem. Rabbi Chaim Igal. Yeah, how many people when they learn Torah, they wait for Rabbi Chaim Igal over. But what are they waiting for him? They could just go. Why are they waiting for him? But they're waiting for him, Rabotai. Why? Because the Yetzer Hara planted in their heart the coldness. Where you don't want to be, he's going to say, why are you here? You're wasting your time. On the contrary, anywhere else, if you're not in the shul, you're actually wasting your time. So that's what the Yetzer Hara did. Just like Amalek, Rabotai. He brought the coldness into your heart and the sadness and the laziness. He tells you, what are you doing? What are your actions? You think you're learning Torah? I have people say today, what are you learning? How much can you learn already? Is this going to pay your bill? Yes, it does pay my bill. Yes, it is going to pay the bill. On the contrary, Rabotai, but you work, you think it's paying your bill. On the contrary, you're actually taking away your health. If a person, mama, sits and learns, an hour here, an hour there, Rabotai, you will see the miracle Hashem is going to do. It's just unfortunate we don't see it. And the Yetzer tells you that your Torah and your mitzvot, they don't do anything. On the contrary, the Torah and the mitzvot that we do, they do everything. If not for the Bnei Yeshiva that sit and learn Torah, who knows what would happen today? And I'm telling the truth, that's what the Pasuk says, that if there's going to be one moment of no learning Torah, the whole world is going to come upside down. Meaning, there's going to be no more world. The world stands on Torah. We have no idea what it means, Rabotai. So guys, so now with this in mind, I want to just share with you something. The reason why I wanted to read this, and I want to share with you guys a story. Again, it's not in my name. I heard the story, but it's a very unbelievable story. There was one time they did a Siyum Shas. You don't mean to do Siyum Shas? I'll tell you like this. Do a Siyum Perik Masechet. Forget about Siyum Masechet. Forget about half a Shas. Rabotai, 60 books he finished. This boy was 20 years old, 21 years old, he finished it. So people started coming in, so everybody's like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Everybody finishes today. Every 7 years you finish the whole Shas, correct? You finish the whole Talmud. You guys ready for this? You won't believe it. This boy was able to finish this Siyum of Shas the 4th time, but you know when? In his spare time. Not when he was learning in his yeshiva time. In his spare time. When he went by the bus, when he would be over there, when he would be over there, he would just go ahead and learn, and he was able to finish 4 times like this. Siyum of Shas. I'm not talking about what he did when he's mamish learning. Who knows how many times that he covered their ground. But do you know that means spare time? But you know the biggest problem over here is not a problem, but I want to just show you guys something over here. Do you know why? He had a father. You know who his father was? Take a guess. A Baal Teshuvah. Not a big rabbi. A Baal Teshuvah. He said one day to himself, what am I doing? My kids are growing up. My girls are growing up. And here I am on the garbage all day with my Avodah Zarah. You know, the TV. That's what it is. It's Avodah Zarah. I bow down to it. The basketball game, soccer. You know, they have all this channel. Yes. You know how you know it's Avodah Zarah, Rabotai? Take a remote control in your hand. Try to put your favorite channel. Something that the most important person, or something important happening. Your wife stands right there. You're going to throw it at her. Why? She's interfering. That means this is much more important. It's chas v'shalom like you're doing Avodah Zarah, Rabotai. This father said to himself, all this Netflix, Instagram, all this Facebook, Schmacebook, all this are wasting my time. What am I doing? I am damaging my children. A father took himself into his hands. How much can I go out and have a party? How much? How much can I eat the same shashlik, plov? Okay, my friends, ha ha hee. Rabotai, but in the end, you know what the problem is? In the end, who's going to say Kaddish for you? The children. But if the children don't know even how to daven, they need transliteration. What do you call that? You have to help them. Yid Kadal, Yid Gadal, Ons Kazal. Nobody knows what's going on, Rabotai. It's an embarrassment, Rabotai. I'm not thinking about people that are 80 years old. I'm talking about people that went to yeshiva, Rabotai, and they dropped everything, and now it's an embarrassment. This father said to himself, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? You know something? No more. No more garbage. Everything out. You need it for your business, you do it in the bathroom. You don't do these things in front of your children, in front of your wife. They don't have to see what you do, you understand? And what happened about that? What's the end result? The son was able to finish Shas, but when? And where about that? In his spare time. But why? Because he saw what the father showed, that time is important. I don't want to waste time. If each one of us just shows our children what it means to learn Torah, what it means time, Rabotai, and not just time speak and talk and go here, Rabotai, we think we're doing something major by attending the Yishvo or Bar Mitzvah, and each one, Rabotai, you don't have to attend every single party you go to. Believe me, in the end, people are going to come, they're going to come. They're not going to come, they're not going to come. By then, you're not going to care who's going to come to you at the burial, believe me. Rabotai, person has to try to do everything. Yeah, I understand some sister, okay, fine. Certain things you have to go, but everything, you have to go after class. Anyway, Rabotai, Bezrat Hashem, we should take a Musa lesson from him, Rabotai, from here. A person should not give up. And the pshat over here, the real pshat is, Yir Shlom Yadat. You know why we don't learn when we're on the bus stop? When we're driving in the car, why we don't learn? You know why? Because we say to ourselves, what's the point? I'll tell you the point. 1 hour lecture over here, not 1 hour, 2 minute lecture over here, 10 minutes over here, 7 minutes over here, walking to the garage 3 minutes, it becomes an hour, 3 days later, becomes 48 hours, 72 hours, and it grows, Rabotai. This is what we don't see. This guy was able to finish Shas. Take a little book, which I don't know, take something. Misil Yishalom, Chavetz Chaim, something. Read here and there. You'll be finishing volumes in 10 years. Rabotai, this is what we have to try to save. Not only come to class, but we have to also try to use our time wisely outside of class. Baruch Adonai L'Olam, Amen, Amen.